Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, welcome everybody. Welcome every student in this lesson. I'm very happy, I'm very glad to be with you in this lesson. Today we have the class first secondary stage. The subject is English language. The semester is the second lesson 3 roundup traveler 2. So this lesson today is as a revision for the previous lessons, prepared by Amina Madkhali, presented by me, Osama Al-Awaji. Welcome again. Here we go. Behavioral objectives of the lesson. Here we have some goals. The first one is revise vocabulary and adjectives concerning travel and nature. It's related with traveling. Practice using models to express needs and necessity. Also practice indirect questions. Complete a dialogue about transportation. Listen for specific information. Speak about camping essentials. So here, inshallah, at the end of the lesson, we will cover all these goals. Okay, here as the warming up, it's very important to use the tongue twister because it's very important to improve your speaking. You have to repeat it again. So here we have some tongue twister. Try this, okay? Here we have some. The first one here we have, can you imagine an imaginary manager imagining managing an imaginary and managery. So this is kind of how to speak fluently, and you have to try more and more to speak fluently in future, inshallah. Here, my students, the first section, vocabulary, you have to choose A, B, or C. We have three choices. The first one is, I need a space to reach that shelf, hamlet or ladder or equipment. Number two, there were only 50 space on the plane. Okay, destinations, passport, and passengers. Number three, where's Kim? She's space dinner, preparing, discovering, expecting. The last one is, you should go to the south of France. There are a lot of beautiful towns by the sea, valley, coast, and cliff. So these are the answer. First one is ladder. I need a ladder to reach that shelf. And number two is passenger. There were only 50 passengers on the plane. Also here she is preparing dinner. Also here we have, you should go to the south of France. There are lots of beautiful towns by the sea coast. Okay, let's move to next. Number 5 here, Abdulaziz lives in a space area. It's nice and quiet. So crowded, comfortable, peaceful. We had a space time in New York last winter. Cozy, unforgettable, suitable. Number 7, you can space a car and explore the island. It's beautiful. Higher include attacked. 8, excuse me, sir, you are not necessary or possible or allowed to use your mobile in here. So the first one is peaceful area. The second one is unforgettable time in New York last winter. Next is, we can hire a car and explore the island. Also, excuse me, sir, you are not allowed to use your mobile in here. Okay, it's related with vocabulary also. You have to match here. We can call it as collocation, and you have to match between these words. There's kind of connection here. So public what? Public card, public attendant, public serves or service, public connection, transport, range, hostel. So everyone has its own collocation. Number one is public. This is the answer for all. Here we have public what? Transport. Public transport. Number two, room. The answer is room service. Number three is boarding. Boarding car or boarding pass. Number four, youth. It goes directly with hostel. Wi-Fi directly go here with connection. Flight go directly with attendant. The last one is mountain, goes with F, range. Mountain range is a lot of mountains. Okay, here go. We go to section grammar and circle the correct words. You have two choices. You have to choose the correct and suitable words. Here we have as a dialogue between Andy and Oliver. Andy says, "Hey Oliver, could or may you drive me to the airport tomorrow evening?" "At what time?" Andy, "Well, my departure time is 10 o'clock. So I must, to be there at around 8 o'clock." Oliver, "Okay then, I'm working till 7 o'clock, and then I just could or have to get my car from the garage. So, number four, I can or I may come by your house at 7:30. Andy, that sounds fine. That sounds fine, but you don't have to, or but you mustn't to, or mustn't be late. I don't want to miss my flight. Oliver, you need not or don't need worry. Thanks. Oh, one more thing. Number seven, may, must I borrow your camera? Yes, of course. So, and first we choose could. Oliver, could you drive? Okay. Could you drive me to airport tomorrow evening? Kind of what? Ability. Here we have also need. I need to be there around. And the third one is have to, means must. Okay. Have to get my car from the garage. Also here I can come by your, there's kind of ability also. Here Andy mustn't be late. Mustn't be late. And you need not worry. The last one is kind of request something. May I borrow your camera? This is a question by polite way. Here in grammar also D, complete with the correct form of the adjectives in brackets. Here we will talk about, as you remember, we talked about comparison, how to compare between two things by adding er or ast or more or the same. When you encounter as space as, you will write the same adjective without any changing. Okay, here this is the space dark cave I have ever been in. So you can write dark by adding something because it's kind of superlative. Mrs. Noha's class is space noisy than Mrs. Afaf's. The black armchair is not as space comfortable as the brown one. Then both the impressive painting in the gallery. Number 5 here. Okay. Darking? No, not darking. We have another answer. Okay. Ben bought the impressive painting in the gallery. Number 5, my hand luggage was as space heavy as suitcase, so I had to shake it in. Sunday is the space bad day. This is what? A regular adjective. A regular adjective of the week for me. The food was spicy than we expected, then we had trouble eating it. So these are the answers. The first one is superlative, so you have to add est, darkest. Okay. The second is noiser, because the comparison between two parts, Nora's class and Avad's class. Also here we have in number 3, not as comfortable. If you face as and as here, you have to write the same adjective without any changing. Here we have also most impressive, okay, because it's between its superlative, you have to add what? Most. And also you can't add est for the long adjectives. You have to add what? Most before the long adjectives. Also here we have as keep it as it is without any changing, as heavy as. Here we have irregular adjective bad. You can't add badder or something else. No, you have to write what? Worst. Okay. The last one is the spicy. Okay, you have to add er and delete y. I-E-R, spicier than. Spicier than. Okay, wonderful. Now my students go with grammar E, read the direct questions and the form indirect question. So we have here, okay, direct question, and you have to make it as indirect question. First one, who is that man? Do you know? Space. Okay, so you can write from this question and complete indirect question. Number 2, what does this word mean? Excuse me, can you tell me what? By using this question also. Where is the bathroom? Can space also. Number 4, when did Mr. Karcher leave the building? So do you space by using indirect question. The last one, how much do these boats cost? Could, and you have to write indirect question. Number 1 is, do you know who that man is? Number 2, excuse me, can you tell me what this word means? And here, where's the bathroom? Can you tell me where the bathroom is? When did Mr. Carter leave the building? Do you know when Mr. Carter left the building? The last one is, could you tell me how much these boats cost? So here kind of change into indirect question. Here F, communication, we have here A, B, C, D, E. You have to fill in the spaces by using these sentences. Number 1, here we have this activity as a dialogue between Mr. Green and Stan. Mr. Green, excuse me, there is space. Which sentence is suitable for filling these spaces? Sure. Do you want me to carry one of your bags? No, I'm fine too. What? There is no underground today. Oh dear. Where do you want to go? Space. Don't worry. Space. You can take the number 45 bus. Mr. Green says, how long does it take? Space. There is a bus stop over there. Mr. Green, thank you, no problem. So these are the answer for the number one. Excuse me, can you help me? Sure. This is number one. Number two, could you tell me where the nearest underground station is? There is no underground today. Number three, I have to be colored as soon as possible. Number four, you don't have to take the underground. Number five, it's about as quick as the underground. Here we go to listening section. Listen and choose A, B, or C. So now we have a text and we have paragraphs. Focus, okay, and listen carefully. Listen carefully about that, and you have to figure out what's the answer. Number one, paragraph number one is ding dong. Ding dong. This is like sound of bell. This is an announcement for all passengers on flight T315. There has been a gate change from gate 16 to gate 4. All passengers kindly proceeded to gate 4. Any passengers already waiting at gate 16, please go to a new gate as the plane is ready for boarding. Thank you. So this is kind of announcement. The second one is a dialogue between Jim and Dan. Jim says, so how was your weekend away? Very nice. Jim, did you stay in that B&B you found on the net? Okay. Dan, yes, it was lovely. The room was great, and the people there were really friendly. Jim, better than a hotel. Dan, well, about the same. Jim, but much cheaper, I suppose. Of course. So this is kind of a dialogue between Jim and Dan. What about the last things? Here, man 1 and man 2. Man 1 says, just look at the view. Yes, it's amazing. Hey, is that a tent on the beach? Yes, there are camping there. Is that allowed? I don't know. Hey, what time do we have to leave tomorrow? Man 2, after breakfast. We have got a long trip ahead of us. Man 1, oh, that's too bad. Anyway, we must tell the receptionist to wake us up early. So these are three. We have two dialogues and we have one paragraph. Okay, go back to the question number one. What must passengers on flight T315 do? They must go to gate 4. They must wait at gate 16. They must board the plane from gate 16. The answer is what? Number 2. What did Dan think about the B&B? It was as good as a hotel. It was more expensive than a hotel. It was worse than a hotel. Number 3. Where are the people staying? At a house, in the mountains, or at a campsite, or at a hotel by the beach or beach? The first one is they must go to gate number 4. Excellent, wonderful. Number 2, it was as good as a hotel, the same. And the last one is where are people staying? at a hotel by the beach. Very nice. Here we have a speaking, okay? Talk in pairs. You can use it by your friend or your colleagues or your mate in your class. So here we have talk in pairs. Imagine that you and your partner are going on a camping trip. Look at the picture and discuss which 5 objects you would take with you and why. Use the phrases in the box. You can use this one to help you to make some sentence. For example, you will take what? Okay, the camera or Hamlet or tent or what, or passport. We have a lot of things here. You can use it, and you can use this one to help you to make a good sentence, like it would be a good idea to what. I think it would be better to we shouldn't take what, laptop because something. I think we need something because, okay, for example, here I think we need tent because the weather is cold. You can use like this one. It depends on your opinion. Okay, this is the end of our lesson today. 3round-up Traveler 2. Revise vocabulary, adjectives concerning travel and nature. Also practice by using models like may, can, could, express needs and necessity. Also practice in direct question. Complete the dialogue about transportation. Listen for specific information by dialogue and information. Speak about camping essentials. This is the references here. Traveler 2 Student's Book, Traveler 2 Workbook, Traveler 2 Teacher Guide, Google Clip Arts for pictures.